I came in on the other end.
Don't worry, I'm not. You do you, I'll do me, we'll be fine. Got a lot of memories tied up in this place. So much time spent in so little space. Look like you were out in the eyes of a child. Kind of closes in on you after a while. Place to grow up and a place to grow up. Keep your mouth shut and your doors ripped up. I told my mother, baby, ain't no place for an angry young man. Mama, if you can see me right now. Sound good to you? Alright, you want to mute this second place? There you go. Good? Cool. One more. You're happy, I'm happy.
You want a real smile.
Hey, Can we get all the dignitaries over here near where Jack is standing, and we're going to line up Come up here on the grass, up here. Lights. Good. Get started. Greg, come on up.
Yeah, you know, somebody this time, right? How are you, Mike? Good to see you.
Hey, I'm giving you back to Vitality. The new mascot. First word goes back to
I'm actually resigning. April 11th is my last meeting.
Well, congratulations. Thank you. All right, so.
And the commissioners and the dignitaries that are here, come on up to the front, please. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tom Kelly from Kelly Music for Life and the Kelly Center. I really appreciate you all coming out and joining us for United with Ukraine. I want to run down a list of thank yous for some of the people who are supporting this effort tonight. Consulate for Ukraine in Philadelphia, Elena Mazur, I understand, is on her way, not here yet. United Ukrainian American Relief Committee, Mutra, Boxer Waters, Boris. Haverford Township residents from Ukraine who are going to be singing the national anthem, Savannah and Omalan, Marquis. Also, State Senator Amanda Capoletti, Pennsylvania State Representative Greg Vitale, Fifth Little Wayne. Your name comes up. PA State Rep Mike Zabel is here. Delco DA Jack Stolzheimer is here. Delaware County President Dr. Monica Taylor. Delaware County Council Member Kevin Madden. Delaware County Council Member Christine Ruthier. Delaware County Council Member Richard Womack. Township Manager Dave Berman could not make it. He had a conflict, but sends his best, and we appreciate his support. Also, Chief of Police John Viola, Assistant Township Manager Amy Cuthbertson, and our Haverford Township Commissioners. First Ward Commissioner Steve D'Amelio, Second Ward Sherry Forrest Bruck, Third Ward Kevin McCloskey, Fourth Ward Judy Trombetta, Fifth Ward Laura Cavender, Sixth Ward Larry Holmes, Seventh Ward Connor Quinn, Ward Jerry Hart, and Ninth Ward Bill Waxler. Again, we appreciate you coming out. It's been a very rough couple of weeks. It's been heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking to watch the news reports come out of Ukraine over the last several weeks. And what we're here to do tonight is pledge peace and also try to offer some support. The support that we get tonight from the group of you that are here and also the people that are streaming live online, any of the money raised tonight will go directly to the people of Ukraine. There are also opportunities to make donations of material goods that are needed over there, whether it be clothing or bedding or personal supplies. We have a tent up here, the Kelly Music for Life tent, that has some of the websites that are available to go to and make specific donations to. Any cash that you drop in the bucket tonight will go to the United Ukrainian. I'm gonna make sure I get this right. It's time to bring Judy up to the microphone.
United Ukrainian American Relief. I heard you, Judy. Come on up. I'm Paul Kelly. I'm Tom's brother, also part of Kelly Music for Life. Please welcome Fourth Ward Commissioner Judy Trombetta.
Hi, everybody. On behalf of Haverford Township and the Board of Commissioners, thank you so much for coming tonight. Honestly, I can't take credit for the idea of hosting this event. It actually came from my 5-year-old son. I'm going to tell you a little bit about a Berenstain Bears story that we often read, and it's called Berenstain Bears Don't Pollute Anymore. And with all Berenstain Bears stories, it talks about an important lesson about making a difference by using the talents and resources that are available in your own community. And I tell you about this because when I told my son that there was something awful happening in another part of the world, he said, "Mommy, you're a commissioner. Can't you do something for peace?" And admittedly, he wanted a parade like the Berenstain Bears had. But thankfully, he was satisfied with having a concert instead. But he was right. Here in Haverford Township, even though we're so far away from what's happening, there are things that we can do. So many of our neighbors tonight, that you'll hear from some of them, have a personal connection to Ukraine. And by coming together, we're showing them that we care, that we condemn this senseless violence, and that we'll do what's in our powers to help. In addition to your presence tonight, you can also help by supporting organizations that are providing humanitarian aid. If you're able, we're collecting donations for the United Ukrainian American Relief Committee that's based out of Philadelphia. If you don't have cash or don't feel comfortable giving this way, that's okay. We're going to list some other organizations that have been vetted that you can consider contributing to later at your own leisure. Also, I learned this morning that Haverford YMCA, just across the street over there, is having a supply drive this Saturday and Sunday, where you can donate toiletries, linens, and other essential items that will go to Ukrainian citizens. I should also mention that there are many local leaders on this stage right now that are doing what's in their power to support Ukraine. Earlier this week, Delaware County Council passed a resolution in support of Ukraine. Thank you so much for our council president for being here. That's Dr. Monica Taylor. And on Monday, thanks to the leadership of Commissioner Laura Cavender in Haverford Township, the Haverford Township Board of Commissioners is poised to follow in their footsteps by introducing our own resolution to show support for Ukrainian citizens. Speaking of using talents, and I promise I'm almost done, using your talents to make a difference. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, I'm looking for him, Tom Kelly. Really, Tom Kelly and the Kelly Center. And I want to express my wholehearted gratitude to them because this event wouldn't be possible without their support. If you haven't already, I hope you'll visit the Kelly Center on Eagle Road and consider making a contribution to them as well because they're really an outstanding community-focused asset. Thank you again for coming. I think we're doing the Berenstain Bears very proud. Thank you so much.
Judy, thank you so much. Solidarity is what we are seeing here, what we are hoping for. And when Ukraine gets mentioned to many people, it's like, well, do I know anybody from there? Who's Ukrainian in Havertown? And it turns out we have Jack Stolzheimer, who is Ukrainian. Jack, would you please step up for a couple of words?
Thank you very much. I am a Havertown resident. I'm the district attorney, but I'm also a very proud Ukrainian American. My family came to the United States in 1951 after spending 6 years homeless on the streets of Europe, trying to get here after having escaped from a Nazi slave labor camp. The reason they were able to get here is because the people who rescued them, who they were lucky enough to have liberate their camp, were American soldiers. My grandmother said, my babushka, said that they were the first men she had ever met in her entire life in uniform who were kind, because they fed her starving children. And no matter what it took, no matter what the price, she was going to make sure that they were able to live the rest of their lives in freedom. So they walked across Europe so we could get ourselves here. That's the spirit of the Ukrainian people that you see today fighting back against the Russian despots and the Russian army as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm very proud to be Ukrainian. I think what we're doing right now, Ukraine is in its finest hour. It is showing the world what people will do when they are faced with unspeakable tyranny. The Russian despots have kept Ukraine down for hundreds of years. They will not anymore. The Russians will not be able to crush the spirit of Ukrainian people. And I want you to know why it's important for all of us that we stand with Ukraine. Both President Putin and the President of China have told our President, Joe Biden, that they expect American democracy to fail in the 21st century. They believe our way of life is on its way out, and they're going to run the world. I think we need to have a say in that fight. We need to stand with the people of Ukraine, with every liberty-loving person around this planet, to say no more. Our way of life is worth fighting for. If you want to come at us, come at us. But ladies and gentlemen, there is evil in this world. The people of Ukraine are standing up against it. We need to stand with them. Thank you so much.
In case you did not know, Jack also posted a letter to the Delaware County Times that details that a little bit more. I read it this morning, and tears are what came to my eyes. And if you can, please find that letter, read that, find out the background about Jack's family in Ukraine, and the power and the passion that is there within that community. We do have a number of scheduled musicians to perform for us here this afternoon, and without messing up the pronunciation, Tom, would you please step up with the first announced musician?
Omerlon Marquille is going to be saying a few words, and then I believe his wife Svetlana is going to come up and sing the Ukrainian national anthem, perhaps maybe the boys too.
Right. Well, thank you. I want to thank Judy, Laura, Tom, and Paul for organizing this lovely event in honor of solidarity for the people of Ukraine. Ukrainians all over the world greatly appreciate all the support we're receiving from our friends and neighbors. My mother-in-law, Vera, who's here with us today, she's visiting from Ukraine. She was supposed to fly back to Ukraine next week to go back home, to go back to her other daughter, her family, her home. However, because of Russia's war against Ukraine, it's too dangerous, so she's staying with us until this war ends. Putin has attacked Ukraine, an independent and sovereign nation. Putin has committed horrific war crimes against Ukrainians, murdering innocent civilians, targeting and destroying maternity hospitals, apartment buildings. Putin has orchestrated a genocide against the people of Ukraine. And the question is why? It's the same reason Stalin in the 1930s murdered millions of Ukrainians during the Holodomor, Stalin's man-made genocide by starvation. The reason is because Ukrainians are a God-fearing people who fight for their freedom and independence. The first words of the Ukrainian national anthem are "Ще не мерла Україна, ні слава, ні воля," meaning Ukraine's glory and freedom has not perished yet. And it will never die, because Ukrainians are a proud and courageous people who love their country and have God on their side. It's been 2 weeks since terrorist Russia attacked Ukraine, and thousands of people, both Ukrainians and Russians, have died because of the senseless war. In 1994, Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons as part of the Budapest Memorandum. In exchange for this, the United States, Great Britain, and Russia committed to respect the independence and sovereignty of Ukraine. Ukraine made a big, terrible mistake giving up its nuclear weapons. Yes, United States, England, and other European nations have imposed sanctions on Russia, provided weapons, financial and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. And the Ukrainian people are very grateful for this support. However, we can and we need to do more to help Ukrainians defeat the Russians and end this tragic war. For example, we need to tell our politicians to implement a no-fly zone in Ukraine. How many more innocent men, women, and children must die before we help change the course of this war? Every day it's getting worse and worse in Ukraine. And Putin will not stop in Ukraine. He'll continue his aggression against other European nations. This is a war not just against Ukraine, it's a war against world democracy. My wife Svilana and I talk to our families in Ukraine every day. We have no idea if it will be the last time we ever speak to them again. There is information on the poster board that lists organizations that you can donate to the people of Ukraine. Please do everything you can to support and help bring peace to Ukraine and fight for world democracy. And please continue to pray for Ukraine. Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava. This means glory to Ukraine and glory to their heroes. And God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Leah Bassant.
So proudly we hailed
Ladies and gentlemen, a little bit louder for Havertown High School, Leah Bassant. Please welcome Catherine Daly.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming out tonight to support Ukraine. I really hope that we can do something. This song is a song I wrote myself. It's called Let Me Dance. I thought that I never knew. I never loved you like you love me. I thought you knew all the way. You disappeared like a memory. Oh, so you are here to stay. We'll never go away. Get out of my head. You are here to stay. I thought these feelings were fake. Now you have nothing to say. 'Cause you are gone. If you I saw the light, you were the guide in my life. You standing right in front of me, but I didn't see that I was so right. You are here to stay. We'll never go away. Get out of my head. You are here to stay. I thought these feelings were a thing. Now you have nothing to say. 'Cause you are gone. Wish I loved you then. Say that it's on the right track. Wish I'd seen you first. You saw me and my heart is like a sinner in reverse. I was so right. You are here to stay. We'll never go away. Get out of my head. You are here to stay. I thought these feelings were a thing. Now you have nothing to say. 'Cause you are gone. You are gone. Thank you so much. This next song is called Moments of Perfection. It's also an original. Not sure if you're sensing a pattern here, but okay. one is called To My Friend, also an original. You might find my song. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time for Catherine Daly. 15 years old, a sophomore in Haverford High School. Beautiful, beautiful. So we do have some more music for you this afternoon, and we also do have in our presence this afternoon, so come up and speak for a couple of words, the consul from Ukraine, Ms. Irina Mazur. Please come up.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to be with you, and thank you for standing with Ukraine today and on the all days before, and I hope you will stand with Ukraine in future. I'm Honorary Consul of Ukraine in Pennsylvania, and I do represent not only Ukraine in this Commonwealth, but also all Ukrainian citizens who are residing in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I see such an enormous support from the entire American nation, from people like you, that I will tell you, it touches my heart so deeply. I don't have enough words to express my gratitude for your care, for your love for Ukraine, for your support, for your compassion, for your generosity. So just from the bottom of my heart, please accept my deep gratitude. I thank you very, very much for organizing this event, for supporting Ukraine in general. And I just want to ask you one thing. Keep doing what you're doing. Please contact your representatives in Congress, your senators. Please reaffirm the American government's position to provide Ukraine as much military, humanitarian, and financial support as only possible, because the Ukrainian nation is willing and capable to defend their land. They just need a little bit, especially now, military and humanitarian assistance right now. Unfortunately, the help started to come a little bit too late. If it would be provided 8 years ago, I believe Ukraine will not be in such a state. Ukraine will not be under war like today. But we can just keep looking into the future, not into the past. And this is up to people like you, up to your voices, and up to your actions, that the lives of innocent people will be saved, the lives of children, women, men. I'm absolutely confident that Ukraine will win this war, because this is not a local conflict. This is a war between the light and darkness, between what is right and what is wrong. This is the war for everything that we stand for and everything that should not exist. So we are all in this war. Ukrainians will fight for their land, for their freedom, but they're counting on support of each of you. So again, please accept my deepest gratitude for your generosity, for your compassion, for your kindness, for your support of Ukraine. We will win this war together. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless Ukraine.
Thank you, Ms. Elena Mazur. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. David Brown.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is David Brown. I'm a violinist and composer from the Ardmore part of town. And my ancestors were Ukrainian Jews, sadly no strangers to oppression. But as I was growing up, my mother spent a great deal of time teaching me about the power of our art, our music, theater, dance, film, comedy, and the depth of its character. That even in the face of cyclical persecution, the Jewish people could project strength, solidarity, hope. And so I thought it'd be fitting tonight for me to play a pair of Yiddish tunes. Klezmer fiddling was actually my foray into violin playing 25 or so years ago. And the first tune, I'd like to weave a sort of narrative here. The first tune is called Dibak Sher, and in Jewish mythology, a dibak is sort of a malevolent spirit. And so in this narrative, that malevolent spirit is Putin's needless, senseless violence. And I want to play for you just a couple notes from the opening of this tune so you can hear what I'm talking about. You can hear the malevolence in that tune through a compositional technique known as Chromaticism. And basically that just means notes outside of the expected scale being presented. For example, you want to hear, but you get, likewise, what you want, but you get. But the second part of this, and I'm going to be improvising on both of these tunes, is a tune called, a melody called Breslov Nagun. And Breslov just refers to its place of origin, Bratslav, Ukraine. And a Nagun is a sort of wordless prayer. The idea being that mere language obstructs the totality of the performer's commitment to the prayer. So we have here, and actually I want to play an excerpt from this as well, because it's a very triumphant tune, which is one of the reasons I wanted to present it. This is the second section from the Breslov Nagun, which goes. So we're presenting here a prayer for Ukraine's triumph over Putin's needless, senseless violence. Together, we might project that same strength, solidarity, and hope.
You're clear.
Well, round for David Matthew Brown. That was completely impressive. And please keep your hands together for Katie Barbado with Brett Paul.
Yeah, you're clear.
Well, good evening, everybody. Let's give it up for David. Again, that was absolutely beautiful. My name is Katie Barbado, and this is Brett Cole, and we're going to play some songs for you this evening, sending my love and support to the Ukraine. Thank you to the Kelly Center. And let's give it up for Bill, our sound guy. Thank you so much. Well, this first song is called A Song to Save Us. It's coming out, the music video is coming out this next month. I filmed it at the Kelly Center, and it'll be on my new album, The Trail of Us.
Thank you.
there this evening as the sun's starting to set. Thank you all so much for coming out. It's gonna blow out my finger. Alright, I got it. This song's called Reverie.
Oh Thank you so much. We have 2 more songs for you. This next song is called I Was Amazed.
lose your tension, I always need this to us. With your tension, loosens the heart will dry up. But it's so sad dreams, making on cold teasing. It's the first to the scene, tripping through your ash, appeasing. Well, that is love, that is love, that is love. That is love, that is love, that is love. Last years before the war,
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Katie Barbado and Brett Call. And thank you again for all of your support this afternoon. Please keep your hands together this afternoon for John Flynn. Good on you for being here, hanging out in the cold. Let your voices be heard. Long as I remember, rain coming down, clouds of mystery folding, confusion on the ground. Wise men through the ages, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still I wonder, who stopped the rain. I went down to Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. In a fable, I watched the towers fall. Cloudy present beauties, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still I wonder, who stopped the rain. Heard the singers playing, now we cry for more. Crowd all rushed together, trying to be warm. Still that rain kept falling, pouring on my brain. And I wonder, still I wonder, who stopped the rain. Break a man, break a promise, break a heart, break a home. Take a long, hard look at heaven, gone to hell under the gun. See your child, young and hungry, running wild on the run. And he'll die just reaching for freedom. He was born under the gun. Swollen man, blind with power, they go lose one by one. In the end, raising the danger, every word
like the sun on the wall. This worth believing in a world under the gun. Thank you. I want to do this song and dedicate it to the folks in Russia who are risking 15 years in prison just to come out and say that this war is wrong. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers as well. Democracy is growing like a weed. Right up through the barbed wire and trembling concrete. With the rubber bullets and tear gas grenades cannot keep the kids from sleeping on the barricades. Let the weed grow out in the backyard, child. Don't ask much, just a little bit of sun and rain. Let the weed grow tall by your stone wall. If you cut it down, it'll just grow back again. Just grow back again. Seasons sown by martyrs, carried on the wind. From places like Chile, N.M. With the blood of poets, scoundrels, fools, and saints, stain the whitewashed walls of history like graffiti paints. Let the weed grow out in the backyard, child. Don't ask much, just a little bit of sun and rain. Let the weed grow tall by the old stone wall. You cut it down, it'll just grow back again. Just grow back again. Some folks want folks to stand in the road again. And you know I ain't one of those, my friend. Down along the beaten path, I will have not cry out to the ones who have let the weed grow wild. Let the weed grow wild. Democracy is growing, growing like a weed. Right up through the barbed wires and trembling concrete. Thank you. Once upon a time, in the land of Hushabye and the wondrous days of yore, we came upon this kind of box all bound with chains and locked with locks and labeled kindly do not touch. This war. The decree was issued round the bow hall with a flourish and a shout, and gaily colored mascots tripping lightly on the floor. Do not tamper with this deadly box, don't break the chains or pick the locks. Please don't ever play about the war. But the children understood. Children happened to be good. And they were just as good around the time of war. They didn't try to break the chains or pick the locks. They didn't try to play about with war. Mommies didn't either. Sisters, aunts, grannies neither. They were always calm and peaceful in those wondrous days of yore, fairly much the same as now. Not the ones to blame somehow for opening up that deadly box of war, but someone did. Someone battered in the lid. He spilled the insides out across the floor, a kind of bouncy, bumpy ball filled with guns and flags and all the tears and horror and death that goes with war. It bounced right out and went crashing all about, and bumping into everything in store. And what was sad and most unfair is that it didn't really seem to care much who it bumped, or why, or what before. It bumped the children mainly. And I'll tell you this quite plainly, it bumps them every day, more and more and more. And at least they're dead, and burned, and dying, thousands of them sick and crying. Because when it bumps, it's really very sore. Now, there's a way to stop the ball. It isn't difficult at all. It takes wisdom. And I'm absolutely sure we can get the ball back in the box and bind the chains and lock the locks. But no one seems to want to save the children anymore. That's the way it all appears. That ball's been bouncing around for years and years, in spite of all the wisdom raised since those wondrous days of yore, when they came upon this kind of bounce, all bound with chains and locking locks, and they were kindly do not touch. It's war. That's the first time I got through that without coming apart, man. Well, this is a song that I wrote a few years ago, and if you feel like singing, I'd love to hear your voices out there. Oh, mother's no more war. Oh, mother's no more war. Oh, mother's no more war. Peace is the answer. Oh, fathers. Oh, fathers, no more war. Oh, fathers, no more war. Oh, fathers, no more war. Peace is the answer, sisters. Oh, sisters, no more war. Oh, sisters, no more war. Oh, sisters, no more war. Peace is the answer. My brothers sing. Oh, brothers, no more war. Oh, brothers, no more war. Oh, brothers, no more war. Peace is the answer. Violence has left this day. This drug is in our veins. It's loose now in Ukraine. It is alive. The time is now at hand. Oh, women, child, and man, do this and every land to sing together, children. Oh, children, no more war. Oh, children, no more war. Oh, children, no more war. Peace is the answer. Oh, children, no more war. Oh, children, no more war. Oh, children, no more war. Peace is the answer. Ain't no love without freedom. Ain't no freedom without justice. Ain't no justice without mercy. Ain't no mercy without love. That man talking about loose rats while he's sitting out the same traps. And men scrounging down for food. then ain't no love. Without freedom, ain't no freedom. Without justice, ain't no justice. Without mercy, ain't no mercy. Without love, politicians flashing sizes, while cops put on their visors, and we're sadder but no wiser. As the world we're watching burn, we'll go harder just to live in, and to find again to give in, till we make up to what we've been taking far too long to learn. There ain't no love without freedom, ain't no freedom. Without justice, ain't no justice. Without mercy, ain't no mercy. Without love. Is there a symbol of love? Maybe forever wide, until no one is standing outside. There won't be no evil for them. We'll say both and maybe more when what was lost has been restored and what is torn has been made whole. I can feel it every day. My old bones and my archaic deoxyribonucleic. Yeah, I know it in my soul. There ain't no love without freedom. Ain't no freedom without justice. Ain't no justice without mercy. Ain't no mercy without love. There ain't no love without freedom. Ain't no freedom without justice. Ain't no justice without mercy. Ain't no mercy without love. Thank you all. Pray for peace. Thank you. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, John Flynn, one more time. Please welcome up Scott McClatchy. This one's for Gunner. With a ticket in your suitcase, from this room down the track, you don't know where you're going now, but you know we won't be back. Well, darling, if you're weary, put your head upon my chest. We'll take what we can carry, and we'll leave the rest. Big wheels roll through fields where sunlight streams. Meet me in the land of hope and dreams. Well, this train carries saints and sinners. This train angels singing on this train. Bells of freedom ring. Bells of freedom ring. Hear them ring. Yeah, I will provide for you, and I'll stand by your side. 'Cause you're really a good companion now for this part of the ride. Just leave behind your sorrows. Let this day be the last. Tomorrow there'll be sunshine, and all this darkness past. Big wheels roll, the fields with sunlight streams. Meet me in the land of hope and dreams. This train carries saints and sinners. This train carries losers and winners. This train carries lost souls. This train, well, this train, dreams will not be thwarted on this train. Faith will be rewarded on this train. Hear the angels singing on this train. Bells of freedom ring. Bells of freedom ring. I wrote this, I was living in New York at 9/11, and this is about walking around your town after it's been attacked. So, here we go. Everything's different, but nothing has changed. Walking these streets, I still feel strange. If you want to see the things I see, come on and take a little walk with me. Turn around and you come off guard. You thought you were tough, you thought you were hard. You staring at something you forgot you'd see. Come on and take a little walk with me. Yeah, come on and take a little walk with me. I'll show you a world you may not believe. The beauty is in the everyday you see. Come on and take a little walk with me. I heard a rumor the mayor of this town is trying to shut the firehouse down. He said it was something that we don't need. Come on and take a little walk with me. If you don't see something every day, doesn't mean that it's gone away. To taste, to touch, to hear and to see. Come on and take a little walk with me. Come on and take a little walk with me. I'll show you a world you may not believe. The beauty is in the everyday you see. Come on and take a little walk with me. Come on and take a little walk with me. Come on and take a little walk with me. Thanks, wow, Havertown, way to come out. I'm completely surprised and impressed. Thanks so much, Tom, Kelly, and all the boys for you, as usual, putting it together so quickly. I want to thank my boy Nate getting it out on the internet. So if everybody out there watching, we can thank Nate for doing such a good job. This is the title of my second record, title track, and just looking for a little peace and redemption these crazy days. With your last dollar in your pocket and a dreams on your head, you pray to your guardian angel. He's not for you go to bed. You put your faith in tomorrow, faith that was lost on yesterday's. And with a sinner's reckless abandon, you get on your knees and pray. And will the just prevail? When are you forgiven for your sins? When will the righteous walk free? When does redemption begin? You review all of your choices that brought you where you've come to stand. Sometimes you feel like Moses, screaming outside the promised land. You can raise your voice in anger, I'll just hang your head and grin. As you stand here and you're wondering, where does redemption begin? And will the just prevail? When are you forgiven for your sins? And will the righteous walk free? When does redemption begin? When will the just prevail? When are you forgiven for your sins? When will the righteous walk free? When does redemption begin? Well, thanks for coming out. Thank you all so much for the songs and stuff. Hearing the Ukrainian national anthem was about as stirring as it could get tonight. I didn't know Havertown has such a connection with the Ukraine. And there's a lot going on in Havertown. Even right across the street at the local YMCA this weekend, they're doing collections of dry goods and all the things that are needed to get sent over. So if you got anything, drop it off at the Y this weekend. They're going to have guys in the lobby collecting it. So go to our Tom Kelly's webpage. There's ways you can donate money and goods. And there's a lot of good we can do. So thank you for doing it, for keeping the mission of Civilized alive. And this one, the video that struck the most in my soul was there was a woman, a Ukrainian woman, who was putting flower seeds in the uniforms of the Russian Germans and telling them that hopefully those seeds will grow flowers when they die. And this is for her, because I don't know if I have the cojones to do that one. I was talking with my brother, and he wondered what's on my mind. I said what I believe in my soul ain't what I see with my eyes. We can't turn our backs this time. I am a patriot and I love my country, because my country is all I know. I want to be with my family, people who understand me. I got nowhere else to go. I am a patriot. I was talking with my sister. She looked so unhappy. I said, baby, what's on your mind? I want to run like the lion, released from the cages, released from the rage. socialist, ain't no capitalist, ain't no imperialist, I ain't no Democrat, sure ain't no Republican, I only know one party, his name is freedom. Listen to me, I am a patriot, and I love my country, because my country is all I know. I want to be with my family, people who understand me. I got nowhere else to go. I am a patriot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for signing the boys. Have a good night. Solidarity, Wisconsin peace.
Thank you all very much for coming out tonight. Really appreciate all the support, the donations, and the donation goes. We had a very little time to put this together, but thanks to Judy Trombetta and the efforts of all of our supporters here, we were able to pull it off. So thank you again for coming out tonight. If you can make a donation, please do. You can do it through the Kelly Center site. You can do it through Venmo. All the money that you get tonight goes goes straight to Ukraine with uuarc.org. So again, thank you all. We'll see you soon.